Hello everyone and welcome back to Build Your Own Bounce. As part of this video we have another special storytelling show from Beth. After our storytelling we have Kit performing some of his amazing magic tricks. We hope you enjoy the show. We'd love to encourage you to dramatise your favourite storybook or maybe even make up your own story. Maybe you could also learn a magic trick. There is the Build Your Own Bounce pack to download in the description below or on the Bounce webpage, which has our treasure hunt, some printable crafts, and our timetable for the morning, along with our challenge. Today's challenge is build a house of cards. You'll want to do today's challenge inside. Maybe you can have a little picnic with your family and play some board games with them too. We'd love to see some of your photos from today. So if you make any crafts, create a story, or build your own puppet show, or play any games, maybe your parents or carers could send those in to me by email. We can include your photos in our next video if adults at home are okay with that. We really hope you enjoy your day. And do make sure you sign up for our next Build Your Own Bounce on February 6th. We hope Bounce might be running back in the building by then, but just in case, we've set up our online Bounce. If you would like to stay up to date with the latest news on our children's groups and events, you can join our mailing list by emailing me. Lots of love from all the Bounce team.
In a small town, in a small shop, there was a big delivery. The delivery van reversed up to the shop, opened its doors, and out spilled the largest delivery of pumpkins you've ever seen. There were big pumpkins and small pumpkins. There were round pumpkins and tall pumpkins. The shopkeeper piled the pumpkins up in every corner of the shop. The pumpkins were very excited. This week was the town's Pumpkin Light Festival. All of the town would buy pumpkins over the week and carve them and put them in their windows on display to be judged of whose was the best pumpkin. There was the biggest, shiniest trophy to be won, and everybody in the town wanted to win. The next day, when the shop opened, in poured customers to buy their pumpkin. First, there was a family who bought a little pumpkin for their little boy to carve out with a little face of a little mouse. Next came an old man who bought the biggest pumpkin he could find. Every year he picked the biggest pumpkin in the hope that being the biggest would be the best. Then came the little old lady from the end of the road. She liked a tall, skinny pumpkin because she liked to draw and put a big townhouse carved into it with windows and a door and bright twinkling lights. Over the week, the pumpkins were disappearing. More and more pumpkins were bought, until there was only one pumpkin left. This pumpkin sat up on the top shelf, all alone and a little sad. He started to worry that what if he was the only pumpkin left? What if everybody in the town had bought the pumpkin that they wanted and he wasn't needed? What if no family came through the door? No little lady was looking for him, and there was no customers left looking for a pumpkin that year. He climbed down off the top shelf and got closer and closer to the door, trying to see any passers-by and remind them they needed to get a pumpkin. The shopkeeper had been very excited. Everybody had bought all of these pumpkins. There was just this one pumpkin left, and he wasn't worried. All the others had been taken, and that's what he needed. The little pumpkin waited and waited. 1 day went past. 2 days went past. 3 days went past, and nobody came in. The pumpkin was so upset. He didn't know what to do. How could he join in the light festival if nobody was coming in the shop? On the 4th day, a big figure came through the shop door. This was a large, important man. He looked around, and the pumpkin knew who he was. This man was the mayor of the town. The pumpkin took a deep breath and wished for the man to notice him. He spoke to the shopkeeper and said, "Ah, I see you have 1 pumpkin left, just what I need. Every year I take a pumpkin and I carve it into the most beautiful pattern. I need 1 pumpkin to display in the centre of the town, pride of place, for everybody to see. This pumpkin will be mine, and I will start work straight away." The man picked up the pumpkin, took him out the shop, and began to work. He worked all night, making the pumpkin into the best pumpkin he could. The little pumpkin was so happy. He was going to get to be pride of place in the centre of the town where the trophy was given out. He couldn't wait. The next day, it was time. The banners went up for the light festival. Everybody was excited. All of the pumpkins started to appear in windows around the town, and by night time, you could walk around and see all the different pumpkins that people had made. There was bright ones, there were small ones, there were cleverly carved ones, there were ones with lots of lights and no lights, all lit up and looking beautiful. People in the town started to wander round, thinking who they might vote for as the best pumpkin that year. And as they walked around, they gradually got to the centre of the town, where, right in the centre, stood the bandstand. This was where our pumpkin was. He had been put in the centre of the town for everybody to see when they got to the end of the trail. The man had carved lots and lots of little holes into the pumpkin, and then filled them all with different lights to light up the night sky in all the different colours. He had pink lights and yellow lights, green lights and turquoise lights, purple lights and orange lights. He looked amazing. Once everybody from the town had wandered round, the mayor came out and stood beside his pumpkin. He was keen to know who everybody had voted for. He asked them all to put their little cards into the box to begin counting. It took a long time. Everybody enjoyed some food and some dancing in the square whilst they waited to hear the result of the Pumpkin Light Festival. Eventually, the result came in. And this year, for the first time ever, the mayor had won. He had carved pumpkins for the last 30 years and never won first place. But on this night, his little pumpkin was taken down off of the bandstand and placed with the trophy so that everybody could see them together. The end.
Well, hello boys and girls, it's really nice to see you once again and to welcome you to another Bounce Magic show. My name is Kit, I'm the conjurer. I've brought along some magic tricks to share with you, and I'm glad you're all there because you'll need to help me with some of the magic as we go along. The first thing I want to do is show you my top hat. Most conjurers bring a top hat to a magic show. It's not a real top hat, of course, it's a picture on a card. And so just to be on the safe side, I've brought 2 top hats with me. And both the top hats have a magic wand sticking out at the top. And where you have top hats and a magic wand, you very often have a rabbit. And here is a rabbit, and his name is Peter Rabbit. He's a cheeky little fellow. He's always getting up to mischief, and I want to tell you one thing about him. Do you know what his favourite food is? His favourite food is carrots. And I've got a bunch of carrots here, sitting in a top hat. But we mustn't let Peter Rabbit get to the carrots, so I want you to keep an eye on them and make sure that he doesn't sneak across the room and snaffle a carrot while we're not looking. So here are the carrots, and I'm going to put the carrots back on this stand over here, and I'd like you to keep an eye on the carrots and make sure that Peter Rabbit, our naughty little rabbit, doesn't actually nip across the room and pinch a carrot or 2. As I've said, Peter Rabbit is a mischievous fellow. He's often hiding from me. He sometimes jumps inside my top hat or hides behind a box or one of my other kinds. Look, he's gone and done it again. Here are 2 top hats, and Peter Rabbit is trying to hide. But we know where he is, don't we? We can see the back of him. And I'd like you to keep an eye on him and make sure that he doesn't sneak across the room and try and snaffle a carrot over there. So keep an eye on Peter Rabbit. But just to make it a little more difficult for you, I'm going to take one of the hat cards and I'm going to turn them round as well. So there's a hat card and another hat card, and there's Peter Rabbit who thinks he's hiding from us. And if I mix them up, I wonder if you can keep your eye on Peter Rabbit and make sure that he's not getting up to any mischief. So there are the mixed cards. If I hold this one up, how many of you think that that one's Peter Rabbit? Quite a lot of you think that that one's Peter Rabbit. Okay, how many of you think that this one's Peter Rabbit? Not very many. Can't see very many hands. So we're going to go for this one. Let's have a look and see if you kept your eye on Peter Rabbit. No, that's a hat. Peter Rabbit is still hiding. I think the problem is there are too many hats, aren't there? Let's get rid of a hat. We'll put a hat over there. We'll turn this one around again and see if you can keep an eye on Peter Rabbit. Remember, we've got to stop him from sneaking across the room and grabbing a carrot or 2. I wonder which one is Peter Rabbit. How many of you think it's that one? Quite a lot of you think it's that one this time. Okay, how many of you think it's that one? Not very many. Most of you think it's this one. So let's have a look at this one and see if you manage to keep an eye on Peter Rabbit. Is it Peter? No, it's not Peter Rabbit. It's the other hat. So Peter Rabbit is still hiding. And we'll put him over here and just check the carrots to make sure that he hasn't got to the carrots yet, because we don't want Peter Rabbit to get to the carrots and snaffle 1 or 2 for his lunch or for his tea. And there are the carrots. They're all safely in the top hat. And that's the good thing. He's hiding over there, but he hasn't got to the carrots yet. We'll put the carrots back over there, keep an eye on the carrots. How many of you knew that this one was Peter Rabbit all the time? Most of you say you thought you knew it was him. Okay, let's turn around and see this cheeky little fellow, and there he... Oh goodness, it's not Peter Rabbit, it's another top hat. We've got 1, 2, 3 top hats. 1, 2, 3, and no sign of Peter Rabbit. What a mischievous fellow he is. I wonder where on earth he could be. You don't think he's got across the room to the carrots already without us noticing, do you? That would be awful. If Peter Rabbit was there, do you think he's there? Shall we have a look and make sure our carrots are safe? There they are in the... No. Look at that. Peter Rabbit is sitting in the top hat. He's munching the last of the carrots, and he has a cheeky little smile on his face, which is just typical of Peter Rabbit. But he tricked us. So I think we should give Peter Rabbit a good round of applause for being such a clever little bunny. And hopefully he won't get up to any more of his magic tricks today. So that's the story of Peter Rabbit. We're going to put him to one side because I've got something else I want to show you. And what I want to show you is a colouring book. I expect most of you have a colouring book at home, and when you come back from school or from playgroup, you get out your pencils and your crayons and you make drawings in your colouring book. This is a magic colouring book. If you look at the front, brightly coloured, it's a magic show, a fun magic colouring book. And on the back, there's exactly the same picture. So on the outside, it's nicely brightly coloured in yellow and blue and red, but inside, nobody's started it yet. The pages are completely blank. And that's very good for us, because we're going to try and do some drawing by magic. So here's my colouring book ready to go. And what we need is a magic wand and a magic word. I've got a magic wand over here, and you'll all know, if you've been to Bounce before, that the Bounce magic word is woofle poofle. So we're going to practice woofle poofle. On the count of 3, I'll count 1, 2, 3. When we get to 3, we'll all say woofle poofle together, and then when we've had a practice, we can see if we can work some magic in our colouring book. So all together, 1, 2, 3 to practice. 1, 2, 3, woofle poofle. That sounded really good. I could hear you from here, which is excellent, and we're ready to go. So here's the magic book with nothing in it, but we're going to wave the magic wand and say woofle poofle and see if we can work some magic together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Woofle poofle. Brilliant. Let's have a look at our magic book and see what we've got. We've got some drawings. There's a boy and a girl doing a magic trick. Let me show you a little closer. A boy and a girl doing a magic. There's another magic trick. Boy, there's someone standing up advertising a magic show. There's a tent with magic tricks going on, and there's some magic rings. And there's, doves and a rabbit. And there's a genie coming out of a box. And down here, there's a rabbit in a hat and other magic tricks on a little table. Fantastic. You've done some magic drawing inside our colouring book. But the cover of the book is brightly coloured, and the inside, the pictures are all in black and white. And do you know, I think I know why that should be. It's because our magic wand is black and white and can only make black and white drawings. I wonder if we could colour them in, if we could find something colourful to help. Let's give it a try. Over here, I think I've got just the thing. It's a handkerchief with a lovely coloured butterfly on it. There it is back and front with green and blue and purple and black and lots of yellow. And what I'm going to do is scrumple this up, and I'm going to rub it on the front of the book while you say woofle poofle. And what we'll do is see if we can actually colour in our black and white pictures by magic. So are you ready to say woofle poofle when I get to 3? Great. Okay, let's go for it. 1, 2, 3. Woofle poofle. Quick rub with the coloured hanky. Put the coloured hanky over there. Now let's have a look and see what we've got in our magic painting book. And nothing there, but inside. Oh, look at that. All the pictures of the magic show that we saw before are now brightly coloured. There's a genie coming out of the box. There's a rabbit coming out of a hat. And everything is wonderfully coloured by magic. But there's a problem with magic paints. If they dry out too quickly, they don't last. And we can make them dry out quite quickly by blowing on them. And we're going to try that and see what happens. You see, here are all the pictures in colour, there they are. But the paint is still drying. And if we were to blow on the paint and make it dry out too quickly, the paint might just vanish and disappear. So let's give it a try. I'm going to flick through and we'll all blow. You can blow at home. I'll blow here on the book and we'll see what happens. Are you ready? Give it a moment or two to dry, and then we'll have a look and see what's happened to our magic painting. Are you ready? Let's have a look. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. all our colours have disappeared as the paint has dried, and we've unmagicked the magic that we did. But it does give us a colouring book that we can use again on another day. Now the last thing I want to show you is this white tube here with the 3 circles on the front. There's a red circle, a yellow circle and a green circle. And there's nothing inside the white tube, as you can see. Hello, I can see you out there sitting watching the show. Well, there is something inside. Inside the white tube there is a clear tube, and inside the clear tube there's a red ball, a yellow ball and a green ball. Now if you look at those balls, the red, the yellow and the green, I wonder if they remind you of anything. Something you might see when you're driving around Edinburgh with your mum or your dad in the car and you come to a crossroads, the car comes to a halt. What's there to stop you? It's traffic lights. Well done. Some of you got it. This looks just like traffic lights with red and yellow and green. So what we're going to do is to take the 3 balls, the red ball, the yellow ball and the green ball. I'm going to drop them into this bag like that. There they go, just leaving the clear empty tube. We're going to cover up the tube with the white tube like that, and you're going to tell me which ball goes in first, which ball goes in second and which ball goes in last. So which ball goes into the bottom? Which ball goes in first? Did someone say red? You must be joking. What's the bottom one? The bottom one is green. It's green that goes in first, so we'll put the green one in there. And then what goes in next? It's yellow. Of course it's yellow. So the yellow one goes in there, and we're left with the red one. We've just got the red left, and we'll pop that in the top like that. So there's red, yellow and green. Do you think we got it right? Of course we got it right, because there's red, yellow and green on the front. We knew just what you were doing, and we've got green, yellow and red inside the clear tube. You're very clever, but I wonder if I was to turn the white tube round like that, so you couldn't see the colours on the outside of the white tube, whether you would get it right. Do you think you would? You do. Well, let's give it a try. We'll take the balls again, put them in the carrier bag like that, put the clear tube back on there, and this time I'm going to cover up the clear tube with the white tube, but so you can't see the circles on the front. That makes it very much more difficult. Let's give it a try. Which one goes in first? Did someone say yellow? You must be joking. It's not yellow. Which one goes in first? Green, that's right. The green one goes into the bottom, doesn't it? There's the green. Which one goes in next? The yellow. The yellow, that's right. Well done. Put the yellow one in next. And which one goes in last of all? The red one. There's only the red one left. So we'll put the red one in the top like that. So we put them in red, yellow and green. The green at the bottom, the red at the top. Let's make sure we got it right. And there we are, red, yellow, green, and over here we've got, oh my, something very strange has happened. The red one seems to have worked its way down to the bottom. No idea how it got there. I'm sure we put them in the right order. Did you think we put them in the right order? I thought we put them in the right order. Let's try it again. We'll make sure we do it this time. I'll tell you what. We'll do it with the colours towards the front, so you've got a clue. Okay, so which one goes in first? The green one. Absolutely right, we'll put the green one down. Which goes in second? Is it the red? Not the red one, it's the yellow one. There it is. Put the yellow ball in second, there it goes. And what one goes in last of all? The red on the top. Absolutely right. In goes the red. Nothing left in the bag. Got the 3 balls inside the tube, red, yellow and green. I'm sure we put them in the right order that time. Let's have a look and see. Oh my goodness, look at that. The red one is at the bottom again. The yellow and green are all right, but the red one's worked its way down. We seem to have a problem with the red ball. It's a bit of a naughty ball. And I've got a plan for a naughty ball like that. I wonder if someone's naughty in your house, whether you have a naughty seat or a naughty step where they have to go and sit. We have that in our house. If a boy or a girl is naughty, sometimes they have to go and sit on the bottom of the stairs for 5 minutes. Does that happen in your house? It certainly has happened in ours. And I've brought with me a naughty box, especially for the naughty red ball. Of course, he has misbehaved before. Here's the naughty box. It's a green box with a black door at the front and a black door at the back and a hole in the top. And it's just the place to keep our naughty red ball safe and sound so he doesn't interfere with our magic tricks. So let's take the red ball out of here. We'll leave the green and the yellow one in. Pop them in there like that. And we'll put the red ball through the hole into the top of the naughty box. And there it goes. So now we know where everything is. The red ball is there. The green and the yellow balls are in their right place there. You can cover those with the tube. Green and yellow, wonderful, in the right place. And the red ball is in the naughty box where it belongs for being so mischievous. Perhaps we should just check, since it's a mischievous ball, and make sure it's still there. Should we have a look and see? I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Oh my! Look at that. The red ball has disappeared. The red ball has jumped out of the naughty box. Did anyone see it go anywhere? I've no idea where it could be. It couldn't be in here, could it? You don't think the red ball has found its way back to the tubes over here? If it has, there's the green, there's the yellow, and on top there's the red. The red ball has decided not to be mischievous any longer. It's ended up in the right place. It's on top of the pile. Green, yellow and red, just like traffic lights, as we saw at the beginning. And that's the end of the magic for today. We'll cover up our balls with a white tube like that. It's time to say goodbye, but we'll hope we'll see you in another Bounce magic show sometime before too long. Goodbye for now.
Grandparents were kids, there were over 30 million hedgehogs in the UK, and now there's less than 1 million left. So it's really important that we look after the hedgehogs. So Archie and Arabelle are going to go and get some bricks over. That way. The best place to build a hedgehog house. Those ones there, yeah. The best place to build a hedgehog house is either near a hedge or a bush, or maybe near a garden shed, somewhere that's quite quiet and cosy for the hedgehogs. The other place that's good is near a bug hotel, like this one we've got in our garden, so that the hedgehogs have got lots of insects to eat. Yeah, That's good. That's better, Arabelle. Well then, does that one want to go? No, he's at the entrance way, don't we actually? So that one goes up this way. The hedgehogs have got space to come in. And also stops any bigger animals getting into the hedgehog's house, having a nice narrow entranceway there. So now we want the next layer of bricks. Yeah, we kind of overlap them, don't we? That's right. Down that way. See? Do you want to get another one, Arabelle? Wait.
Mom, this one has a spine of it.
Ooh, yeah, it does. That would be nice for the hedgehog to eat. The beasties like to live in the wee gaps, don't they, of these bricks?
Yes, they have holes in.
If you don't have any bricks lying around in your garden, you can use wood or you can use an old plastic box. But that might be a little bit harder because you might need some nails or to carefully cut a gap out in the plastic box. But there's lots of different things you can use to build a hedgehog house.
Or if you have like plant pots, you can put them in plant pots. But then you need to make a hole in the plant pot. One more.
Perfect.
I've got the last one.
Great. So that one's going to go
Great.
down there.
Yes.
Excellent. So next, do you remember what we need to make? A nice warm, soft bed.
Oh yeah, our leaves.
What do we need to have?
Our leaves.
So the best leaves are ones that are really dry. You can find lots of this time of year, but the smaller the better. Hedgehogs like nice small leaves.
We're gonna take a handful each.
Okay, good idea.
I'm gonna pick this handful. Okay.
Go.
I'll
So
pick
then.
this handful.
Lovely. Lovely small leaves here. It's quite a windy day here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will we rescue some of them?
Yeah. Good idea, Mum.
We'll rescue some of these leaves.
Yeah.
It's really windy and stormy today, isn't it?
Oh no! Look, that's the wind.
We're not too sure. Hedgehog house on. Do you want to bring the other piece over, Archie? We have these old slabs, which we can put on to make a nice roof, and that will stop these leaves going away. Another leaf in there.
Leaf!
There we go.
A couple more leaves. Wait, there's more leaves.
And there we have it. Do you want to pop another leaf in?
And
Pop
there we
another
have
leaf in.
it. A hedgehog house.
Well done.
All ready for a
There we
hedgehog.
go. So we might have to wait a long time before we would see a hedgehog, because it might take a long time for a hedgehog to find our new house.
Yeah.
But maybe some people might see some hedgehogs or even see some little hoglets one day.
Yeah, and hoglets are baby hedgehogs.
Yeah, so thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy making a hedgehog house.
Bye.